So the first card you have for your past is the Page of Pentacles. So yes, I'm just seeing that you've been through a time where you've had to learn something really quickly. And this has been at work. I'm seeing that. It could have been at work. And you had to learn something on the job. So while you still had your actual job going, you still had your normal duties going, you had to learn something on top of that. And, you know, this was frustrating because you had to kind of juggle all of this. But you actually did really well with this challenge. And you know also that this learning process is going to help you in your future. So not only with what you've learned, you'll be able to take those skills into your future, but also the process of learning, that you know that you're able to cope with all of these things at the same time. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your past is the Two of Wands. So yes, you're already seeing some of these benefits of, you know, getting this knowledge, this thing you're learning. And yes, you're also just looking to your future at this time. Again, I'm seeing it's very similar to the Page of Pentacles, and you're looking at maybe, you know, you might have other jobs coming up in your future, or some other work type thing you have that's coming up in the future that you may be able to use these skills for. That's what I'm seeing. I'm sorry if I'm not really being very clear on what I'm saying at the moment. I'm trying my best. So yes, the other thing I'm seeing is if you're in a relationship, yes, there could have been some suspicions. So someone could be suspicious of someone else, that there could be a third person. So maybe it could be you, or it could be the other person. I'm not really clear on who this is. It's one or the other. But someone's looking at, either they're looking at someone else, or they're tempted by someone, or they're just thinking about maybe going into another relationship or seeing someone else. Now, I'm not seeing that I'm not seeing that, you know, someone's actually going to come into a relationship with someone else. They're not actually going to take action on this. That's what I'm seeing. They're just thinking about it. They're thinking about someone. They're just looking. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, just be careful if this is you as well. I'm seeing that as well, because you know, things won't be better with this other person if you take up with this other person. You could be leaving some problems behind, but you will have a whole new set of problems if you take up with this person. But again, I'm not seeing that that's going to happen if this is you or the other person. Maybe you're thinking about it, you're considering about it, you're looking at the pluses and minuses. But I'm not seeing this happening. I'm just seeing that, you know, you're thinking about it, or the other person's thinking about it at this stage. I hope this makes sense. I know this isn't very clear. I'm a bit mixed up. I'm just trying to kind of articulate what I'm seeing. The last card you have your past is the Seven of Pentacles. So yes, this is about building up or rebuilding. And this is still about people in a relationship. So even if there isn't a third party, and I'm only seeing that, you know, there's the beginnings of it. Someone's thinking about it, either you or the other person. It's not actually happening. Yeah, the foundations of this relationship are still quite strong. They're still good. So, you know, one or both of you need to start building on this, building on things. And that's what this is about. This is about building up on what you have. So, you know, you both need to really come together and try and build on this rather than looking outside of your relationship, whoever this is. So the first card you have in your present is the King of Wands. So yes, you're still learning things and you're still having to adapt quickly to these new things, and you know, these things that are going on in your workplace. And I'm also seeing that, you know, you could be disagreeing with someone at work. There could be some disagreement going on. You're not raising your voice or getting into a fight or anything like that, because this is at work. You want to be professional, but whatever this is, you know, you're right. They think they're right, you think you're right, but you know that you're right, and actually I can see that you're right in whatever this thing is. But there's not some great big fight, it's just a small disagreement. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have, your present, is the Moon. So yes, you're just coming to a time where this is about this thinking about a third party again. Because, you know, you have a feeling that someone might not be honest with you. And if you're in a relationship, this might be this person. I'm seeing this coming up again. So maybe it's them. that, you know, maybe they're thinking about it, or maybe they think that there's something up with you and that's why they're looking elsewhere. I don't know, but there's something where you don't think someone's being honest, or they don't think you're being honest, or something like that's going on, but you can't quite pinpoint what this is. It's a really difficult time for you, because you have a feeling something's going, but you won't be able to work out what this is. You'll just be feeling a bit down and a bit stressed about this. Yes, I'm sorry you feel you're going through that. So the last card you have here present is the Star. So your intuition will help you, and this will point you in the right direction. It's like, you know, you have to follow the star. The star is like your intuition, and you have to follow this to, you know, to tell you where you need to go, or, you know, where the bottom of this problem is, or something like that. It'll help you to find out what's going on. So just take some quiet time to yourself to really think about the situation. And, you know, meditate if that's what you do, but try to get to the bottom of this, because, you know, the Star is about your intuition as well as following pointers and finding your way to find out what's going on. I'm seeing that you also have some plans that, you know, you've been inspired about, and you've been wanting to start action on these plans for a while. But at this time, you really need to try and get your head clear and to get to the bottom of this person who you feel is dishonest, or maybe you are, or something like that. This really difficult situation that's going on with your emotions. So you need to deal with that first, because your emotions really won't be in the right place for you to do this big project now. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your future is the Page of Swords. So again, for people in a relationship, yes, I'm sorry, single people, I just keep on seeing messages for couples here. That's what I keep seeing. I can't help it. Yes, you're going to be really looking closely at this problem in your mind, and you're just going to be reconsidering a lot of things about this relationship. I'm not saying you're breaking up. You might. That's not what I'm seeing here, though. I'm just seeing that, you know, you're looking at what needs to change, and there are changes that need to be made on both sides. Even though, you know, even if one person's looking at and thinking about a third party, you both need to change on both sides. That's what I'm seeing. There are problems on both sides that have led to this. So the next card you have in your future is the King of Pentacles. So yes, I keep on seeing all through this reading that, you know, even though your love life has had a lot of problems going on, your work life's actually been quite positive, and it's been progressive. And you have had this problem with this person that you've been, you know, disagreeing with, but it's only a small disagreement. That's what I'm seeing. Things have generally been going well in your workplace, and at this time there could be some extra money coming in as well for you. So it might be maybe an extra bonus or something like that. But this sounds strange, but I'm seeing a pattern with you that's been going on for a while, that when your work life's going really well, your romantic life isn't going well. And the same in reverse, when you're going really well in your love life, your work life's not going well. This is a pattern that's been going on. And so I hope you're able to break this pattern in the future. This is what's here in your future. But it has been a pattern. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, the last card you have for your future is the Ten of Pentacles. So again, I'm seeing money coming in, money coming towards you, and your work life's really strong, so it could be to do with that. And also maybe you're going to be recognized in a group or in the community or something like that for something you've achieved. You've been through a time where you just felt that someone wasn't telling you the truth about something. They weren't telling the whole story. Something was missing. Something was hiding from you. And, you know, you were just stuck because you just didn't have proof, or you just didn't have enough information to be able to know for sure what was going on. You were just a little bit lost, or more than a little bit lost. You felt very lost because you just didn't know exactly what was going on. Yes, this was just going around and around in your head. You just didn't know what to believe, and, you know, things just weren't clear. So this was a really, really difficult time for you. You were really confused at this time. The next card you have in your past is the Five of Cups. So yes, this situation really actually upset you, and you're really disappointed. But you felt that you actually couldn't do anything. You couldn't talk to this person about this. You couldn't accuse them. You couldn't say anything because you felt that, you weren't sure if your suspicions were correct or not, or if you're just, suspecting things, for no reason. There are a lot of other good things going on in your life at this time, but your mind was concentrating on this situation. It was just clouding your whole head. You couldn't think of anything else but this problem at this time. The last card you have your past is Temperance. So I'm just sensing that, you're putting up a barrier or a wall between you and someone else. Not just this person that you love. I'm sensing that this is a love situation. Excuse that motorcycle going past. Yes, I'm just trying to concentrate. So yes, this is a love situation, and this is someone who you're close to, and you just don't know if they're telling you the truth, but you don't have any proof. And yes, you're not being able to trust this person at this time. You just feel that, but you don't have any evidence. And this is kind of coming out into other areas of your life. You're not trusting people generally because of this. And at this time, you're just a bit distant with everyone, really, because it's like you wanted to be close to people, but you weren't trusting. So you had this lack of balance. On the one hand, you needed to be with people, you needed to kind of confide in people to have them help you, but on the other hand, you couldn't be with people because you just had this thing in your head, and you didn't want to kind of come out with this thing that was in your head in case you were wrong about it. You didn't want to come out and say, oh, I think this person's dishonest, and then it turns out they weren't. So you were really keeping this to yourself at the time. Yes, the first card you have in your present is the High Priestess. So more balance here. You're more out of balance here. And also this is about following your instincts again. You want to follow your intuition, but you also want facts, and so you're out of balance again with this. So yes, this is about this trust situation again, and obviously. And yes, this is about your partner, I think, or someone you're interested in romantically. Yeah, I'm just seeing this whole situation again and again. You suspect they've been dishonest, but you feel that, you need proof. But, the High Priestess is really here in your reading to tell you that you don't need proof. There's enough proof in your instincts. If you have instincts telling you something, and that's enough to make you feel this way, and you feel uneasy, then something isn't right here. Something's not right. That's what this High Priestess is telling you. And I think deep down you know this. It's just very, very hard to face up to things sometimes. The next card you have your present is the Two of Pentacles. So again, I'm just seeing this situation again. I'm really, really sorry if this doesn't resonate with a lot of people. I'm just seeing a very, very specific situation that keeps showing itself really clearly to me in this reading. So this will only resonate with a few people. I'm very sorry. This is just how this is coming out with this reading. So yes, you will have a choice to make in this situation again with the Two of Pentacles. You don't know, you're juggling backwards and forwards. Again, this is about balance with the Two of Pentacles. This person's out of balance and they're trying to keep in balance all the time. You're juggling all of these things going around in your mind. And if you can't find the information you need, you'll just have to make a decision based on your instincts. But you will have to make a decision, because this can't go around and around and around in infinity forever with this Two of Pentacles. If you can see the infinity around the Two of Pentacles, you cannot go on like this forever. It's imbalanced. You need to try and make a decision. And your instincts are telling you this. Your instincts are telling you this. And I'm sorry if this is harsh, but you do need to cut yourself off from this person if it's hurting you that much. And, if you are feeling this uneasy and it's taking over your whole life like this. The last card you have, your present, is the Five of Pentacles. So yes, I'm sorry. This is so stressful for you. And you really feel really lost with this. You feel out in the dark. You're left in the dark because you don't know where you really are. You don't have all the information. It's like you're trying to find your way in the dark, and you can't because you want this information, but you probably won't find this out. You're going to have to just use your instincts. And yes, this will be painful if you cut this person out. But I'm seeing that's, this is what your instincts are telling you to do. I can see this all the way through this reading. I'm sorry if you don't agree, but that's what I keep on seeing. If you do this, things will definitely get better, but it will be painful to start with. I have to be honest, it will be. For your future, the first card you have is the Six of Pentacles. There's someone in your life who wants to help you, who wants to get close to you. Maybe you've been avoiding this person. And, they want to protect you. They want to care about you. This could be a relative, could be a close friend, but don't avoid this person. You have been avoiding a lot of people at this time. Please don't avoid this person. They're going to give you some advice if you let them. If you let this person give you advice, if you open up, if you agree to speak to them, they will give you some advice, and it will be the same as what your instincts are trying to tell you. You don't want to admit to this. This is what I'm seeing, but you need this advice. You need to hear this. Please listen to this person. This person really cares about you. They're not trying to hurt you. They're not trying to say anything bad about this person. They care about you. That's all it is. The next card you have your future is the Seven of Wands. So again, I'm sorry, but again, I'm seeing this all through this reading. You're going through this battle. You're going to be going through this internal battle between following your instincts and finding information. But deep down, you know what your instincts are telling you. There's no point in even finding this information. You know what's going on. I'm sounding like I'm being horrible, but it's like I can really see what's going on here. And yes, you still have strength, but not in this area, not with this person. For some reason, you're still very weak around this person. I'm sorry. You need this help and advice. Please accept this help from this person in the Six of Pentacles. The last card you have for your future is the Nine of Wands. So yes, this is the time that you could start to, things could start to click into place now in your head. And if it doesn't happen at this time, it will in the future. It will soon after this. Your head's just going to be a lot clearer when this clicks into place, when you start to realize, right, I need to face this. I need to do something about it. I'm sorry to say this, but you're going to take your self-respect back. This person isn't treating you properly. This person shouldn't be making you feel like this. Even if they haven't done anything, they should be there to say to you, to reassure you, to make you feel better. They're not doing that. You're still feeling like this. So this is wrong. This is not right in the way that they're treating you. Again, if this resonates, if your instincts are telling you this person's dishonest, please follow your instincts. You really need to cut this person out. I'm sorry. This is what I'm seeing.